Since 1947, the World Affairs Council has become the preeminent global stage for world leaders and the public to inform, engage, and debate the most important issues of our time. It's your world. Get to know it.
Let me start by offering a simple proposition that might at first seem a little startling given the whole national conversation we're having today about the healthcare crisis, but I think on closer examination will seem very obvious. So obvious as to warrant my teenage son's standard summary of anything I have to say, which is, well, duh. And that is this. The healthcare crisis, so-called, is really just another way of saying the American diet. Or, to be a little more precise, the catastrophe of the American diet. It's really hard to do nutrition science. I want to just take a couple minutes to tell you what we don't know, and then a couple more minutes to tell you what we do know. What we don't know, as I said, is what in this Western diet, which needs to be defined, I think. The Western diet is a diet high in calories, first of all, high in animal fats, but mainly lots of highly processed food, refined carbohydrates, refined oils, and very little fruits, vegetables, and whole grain. It's the basic modern American fast food diet. So we know there's something wrong with this diet, but we argue about what there is in it. That is the problem. And the deeper I delved into nutrition science, the more I realized that we still don't know what is going on deep in the soul of a carrot to make it a healthy food. Nutritionism is the way we avoid talking about the elephant in the room. The problem is that nutritionism as a way of understanding food has been a failure. I don't know why exactly. I can offer a couple examples, but the biggest example of applied nutritionism, okay, the case, what nutritionism is to public health, the example that's a lot like what Marxism is to the Soviet Union is, and I'm being hyperbolic, I realize this, it was the low-fat campaign. This was applied nutritionism, its biggest test case. Begins shortly after McGovern's committee, usually dated to 1980, and we worked very hard to re-engineer the American food supply in light of the best thinking about nutrients, and we moved to low-fat and no-fat products, and lo and behold, we got really fat on that low-fat campaign. So I came up with these various rules to help you distinguish between food and what competes with food, what I call edible food-like substances. They're all over. And a very simple one is, all right, you're wheeling your way through the supermarket. You pick something up. Would your grandmother or great-grandmother, depending on your age, recognize it as food? Imagine that box of Go-Gurt portable yogurt tubes. Looks like toothpaste. Comes in a plastic tube. You're supposed to squirt it into your mouth somehow. I don't think she'd know what to do with that. And if she looked at the ingredients and she saw that there were these, she knows, she's a pretty smart cookie. She knows that yogurt is basically milk with a little bit of bacterial culture. What are those 13 other ingredients on the label? What are they doing there? The xanthan gum, the colorings, the sweeteners, the high fructose corn syrup, the stabilizers, so that suggested another rule. Don't eat any foods that have more than 5 ingredients.